Okay, stop what you're doing. Anthropic just released Claude Opus 4.5 yesterday, and it's not just another AI update. This thing scored higher on a coding test than any human candidate Anthropic has ever interviewed. Let that sink in for a second. If you're a solopreneur using AI to build, automate, or run your business, this changes everything. Let's break it down. So here's what's wild about this release. In the past 2 weeks, we've had OpenAI drops GPT 5.1 on November 12th. Google fires back with Gemini 3 Pro on November 18th, and now Anthropic launches Opus 4.5 on November 24th. 3 major AI releases in 12 days. The big dogs are fighting for the crown, and you know what? We're the winners here. Competition means better tools, better prices, and more options for people like us who actually use these models to run our businesses. But here's what makes Opus 4.5 different. Anthropic isn't trying to be everything to everyone. They're saying very clearly, this is the model for coding, agents, and computer use. Let me translate that for the non-nerds. For coding, Opus 4.5 hit 80.9% on SWE Bench Verified. That's a benchmark that tests how well AI can actually fix real software bugs. It's the first model to ever break 80%, first ever. For agents, this is the juicy part for automation folks. Agents means AI that can do multi-step tasks by itself. Think, researching, clicking through apps, filling out forms, sending emails without you babysitting every step. For computer use, Opus 4.5 scored 66.3% on OS World, which tests whether AI can actually use your computer like a human would. Open apps, navigate interfaces, complete tasks. Basically, this model can do your busy work while you sleep. Now here's where I got really excited. The previous Opus model, $15 per million input tokens, $75 per million output. Opus 4.5, $5 input, $25 output. That's a 67% price drop for the input and the same for output. Why does this matter? Because Opus was always the best but too expensive model. The model you wanted to use but couldn't justify the cost. Now, it's actually affordable for real-world use cases. At flowlibraryai.com, we use AI for workflow generation, and this pricing makes running complex multi-step automations way more viable. But wait, there's more than just the model. Anthropic dropped 3 new tools alongside Opus 4.5. 1. Claude for Chrome. This is a browser extension that lets Claude take actions across your browser tabs. Imagine telling Claude, find me the best 5 podcast guests from LinkedIn, check their Twitter engagement, and add them to my Notion database. It opens tabs, it navigates, it clicks, it fills things in while you go make coffee. 2. Claude for Excel meet AI. Claude can now understand, analyze, and edit your spreadsheets. Hey Claude, clean up this client list, remove duplicates, and flag anyone who hasn't been contacted in 90 days. Done. No formulas, no VLOOKUP nightmares, just done. 3. Claude Code on desktop for the developers in the room. Claude Code is now available on the desktop app with a new plan mode. You can now assign long-running coding tasks and let Opus 4.5 handle them in the background while you do something else. Multiple parallel sessions, multi-step planning. It's like having a junior dev who never complains and never needs lunch breaks. Okay, I have to tell you this story because it's insane. Anthropic has this take-home coding test they give to performance engineering candidates. Real engineers, 2 hours, notoriously difficult. They ran Opus 4.5 through it. It scored higher than any human candidate ever. Now, Anthropic is quick to say, this tests narrow engineering proficiency, not collaborative judgment. Fair enough, but still. The model beat every human who's ever applied for that job. We're living in the future, folks. Let me tell you how developer Simon Willison actually used the preview version of Opus 4.5 over the weekend. He used Claude Code to do a massive refactoring of his open source project, SQLite utils. The result? 20 commits, 39 files changed, 2,022 additions, 1,173 deletions. In 2 days, most of the work done by Opus 4.5. That's not AI helped me write a function. That's AI restructured my entire code base. For solopreneurs building software products, this is game-changing productivity. All right, let me bring this home. What does Opus 4.5 mean for you? If you're building automation workflows, the improved agent capabilities and computer use mean your workflows can do more complex multi-step tasks without breaking. At flowlibraryai.com, this is huge for us. If you're doing client work, Claude for Excel and Claude for Chrome can handle the tedious parts, data cleanup, research, formatting, so you focus on the high-value stuff. If you're a developer or no-code builder, the coding improvements and background task handling in Claude Code means you can ship faster, period. If you're cost-conscious, the 67% price drop makes this accessible. You don't have to choose between quality and budget anymore. Quick reality check, though. Opus 4.5 isn't the only player. Here's how it stacks up. Claude Opus 4.5, $5 input, $25 output, best for coding, agents, computer use. GPT 5.1, $1.25 input, $10 output, best for general tasks, speed. Gemini 3 Pro, $2 input, $12 output, best for multimodal, long context. GPT 5.1 is cheaper. Gemini 3 has massive context windows. But for coding and autonomous agent work, Opus 4.5 is currently the benchmark. Your choice depends on your use case, but if you're automating workflows or building software, Opus 4.5 deserves your attention. All right, here's what you should do this week. 1. If you have Claude Pro or Max, update and try Opus 4.5. It's the default now. Test it on something that Sonnet struggled with. 2. If you use automation tools, think about which workflows could benefit from better agent capabilities. Multi-step computer use tasks are Opus 4.5 sweet spot. 3. If you build software, give Claude Code a shot on your desktop, assign it a background task, see if it lives up to the hype. 4. If you're on the fence, the price dropped, the excuses are gone, time to experiment. That's your Opus 4.5 breakdown. The AI wars are heating up, and solopreneurs who stay on top of these changes are the ones who'll build the most efficient businesses. If this was helpful, smash that subscribe button. We do these breakdowns every week at flowlibraryai.com. Drop a comment if you've tried Opus 4.5. I want to hear what you're building. Catch you in the next one. Go automate something.